What's going on with your gang? Today we got the horrifying last minutes of Stephanie Pereira, something like that. ARP shorty, you feel me? But hey, me personally, I don't know who the fuck walking around knowing that they got a dog
so
like
she
that.
She died like from the dog? That's what they trying to say?
Yeah, is that crazy? That's crazy. The dog killed him?
Yeah, that's what niggas don't realize. Like, dogs is
vicious.
They can be vicious.
These motherfuckers is animals. Like,
man, can
bro,
be.
look at
they
that one.
is.
That one.
That shit got
That's
teeth.
a killer. It's got killer in its eye.
Man.
I can't even say eyes. It's just.
Hold on.
In his eye.
We got Moneybag Mont and Young Bang Safe.
That's good.
Yeah. You feel me? We got them up in the building today. They came and showed a boy love. You feel me? Like always. Man, I hope you're not opening my water. Gang, I think
that's why I got my dog over here.
Man, that boy was cracking open a new one.
Yours wasn't even open. That's how I knew.
That's how I knew.
But there's hella waters over here. Shit.
No, that was already there. But anyways, we gonna get right up into this game. Come on now.
Man's best friend can sometimes turn deadly, but not always out of aggression. Hit that like button and subscribe right now. This is the terrifying final moments of Stephin Pereira. Welcome to Final Affliction. Stephin Pereira was a medical transcriptionist and an animal lover. She lived in the rural village of Enchutank.
An animal lover, and she died by an animal.
That's how it is. It's the niggas that be buying lions that got killed by lions.
Probably trying to save them.
Man,
save the shit or something.
Man, even motherfuckers that buy lions don't even have lions for that long. People that really be like, oh, I love animals.
They be buying tigers.
Oh.
Nah, some motherfuckers
they be
really
like,
be raising tigers and
yeah,
shit.
they do.
Be end up getting mauled.
They have a whole ass little zoo.
When they grow up, like, and they keep them for hell long, they end up getting mauled by them.
They be playing with them when they're young. Little baby tigers playing with them. They start growing up and they're still playing with them. Big ass tigers.
Which dumb.
Motherfuckers be taming polar bears. And polar bears are like
deadly.
Them motherfuckers only eat meat. Yeah, they only eat meat.
It's game over. They're
with cold blooded.
Like, ain't they right there with like the black bear or whatever?
Bro,
the black bear eats berries and shit.
Yeah,
polar bear eats
black
only
bears.
Meat. There's nothing out there, nigga. It's ice cold.
Brown bear, grizzly bears.
Them niggas is in the trenches. Like, it's not shit out there. They gotta search for little ass penguins and shit. Like, niggas,
they're cut different because they gotta survive. They gotta survive, bro. Like
in the cold.
They ain't got shit out there, like you were saying.
Located in the Tiruvananthapuram district of the Indian state of Kerala. There had been calls of concern for the number of stray dogs that were now living in and around the local community. Some people had been bitten by
there was attacking
local communities.
Nigga got him off the bike.
Not just about the dog's aggression, but also about the
rocks
disease. Although they were becoming a problem, nothing was being done about them.
Motherfuckers
But for Stephin, they weren't seen as a problem.
Them motherfuckers
She could
got
see
hoods
in their eyes and the sadness as they struggled to survive in the harsh rural streets. Every day, Stephin would bring them scraps of food. Any leftovers she had or could find, she would gather up and take to the stray dogs. It gave her great pleasure knowing that she was helping them in some small way, even if it was just ensuring they had full bellies for that night.
Full bellies, my ass.
She was a kind-hearted soul who worked extremely hard in her job. She wasn't married and had no children, and so she divided her time between working and feeding the stray dogs near her home. Nobody thought anything of Stephin's habit of feeding the stray dogs. She wasn't harming anyone by doing it. But the other locals were often nervous of the strays, and they were right.
Nigga, you on the wrong hood,
nigga. Some of them carried disease,
no, they was jumping the bed.
Some of them carried one of the most deadly diseases, rabies. There are thought to be around 60.
Seen the other dog patrolling as they was jumping them in. The other dog was walking around and shit like, yeah, get that nigga.
Get that nigga.
This nigga's a leader.
Oh, this nigga. That's alpha right there.
the nigga that's circling.
Nigga, no, that's the leader. That's the leader
that's,
of all.
That's a lone wolf. Like, that nigga is That nigga's on his own. Like, he's a savage. He's on his own shit. Oh,
Yeah,
Hell no.
He's an assassin right there, man.
you could tell that nigga's just not to be fucked with. He's not fucking with nobody.
Deadly diseases. Rabies. There are thought to be around 62 million stray dogs in India. The country has the highest rate of human rabies in the world, largely due to the huge numbers of stray dogs that transmit the disease to people.
Damn,
It is
that's
thought that there are around 20,000 human
Raising
deaths
them
from
to be
rabies in
savages.
India every year.
Damn, that's a
which is
skinny
more
ass
than a
body
third
bag.
of the global
Nigga.
What's going on? What is that nigga smelling like? Why is he reacting like that? What the fuck?
He said.
Is
stray dogs in
Take
India.
your
The
medicine.
country
that
has
salt-
the
is
highest
that-
rate of human rabies in the world.
Oh, it takes that
No,
shit.
that's probably that one
Numbers
kind of
of
salt.
stray
You know
dogs
that
Smelling
that
salt.
transmit
smelling
the
salt.
disease
That's
to
probably what that
people.
is.
It is thought that there are
He was just
around
not one of
20,000
them
human
niggas.
deaths
That's
from
what-
rabies in India.
There ain't nothing in there.
Which is
Bruh.
more than a third
What the
of
fuck?
the
Look like-
global
right.
total.
Nigga, what happened to the feet? The feet
One
supposed to
day,
be
as
pointed
Stephin
up. The
was headed to the
bitches.
spot where she fed the
That's-
dogs. One of them trotted over to her.
They forgot
They
about
ate
that
it.
shit in the
They
bag.
ate
They
it.
said,
It was
"Oh,
cagey.
probably
we
ate
gotta
it.
take this out."
They probably ate that nigga's legs off like some
dogs,
demons.
all the different
Man.
characters that Stephin had come to know. Some were timid and hesitated before tucking in. Others were bold and dominant, pushing the others out of the way when the scraps were thrown in front of them. This time, when Stephin bent down to place one of the many bowls of food on the ground, the strange dog lunged forwards, scrambling to get at the food. One of its paws landed on Stephin's hand, and its claws scratched her. She instinctively drew her hand back and inspected it. The scratch had broken through the skin. It was bleeding, but it was small. Stephin thought nothing of it and walked back to her house and washed the cut. But a deadly disease was taking hold of Stephin. It was coursing through her bloodstream and spreading throughout her body. She needed urgent medical attention if she was to stand any chance of
They be
surviving.
licking
At
their
first,
paws, too.
Stephin didn't feel anything.
Rabies.
As the days
Yeah,
and
all
weeks
that
passed
shit
by,
in
she
the mouth.
started to feel ill. It began as a flu-like illness. Then the scratch on her hand began tingling. But still, Stephin dismissed it. She was too busy with work and family life to be concerned about her own welfare. She left her house and made her way to her family home in Enchutengu, where her brother Charles had fallen ill. She visited him in the
They
medical
all
clinic,
sick.
and it was there that the doctors noticed that she wasn't looking well and was behaving strangely. The doctors took her to one side and questioned her. It was only then that Stephin admitted that she had been scratched by a stray dog. It was such a small scratch that it hadn't concerned her.
Don't tell me this bitch died from a scratch.
She did, for sure. She caused some.
Don't
caused
tell
some
me
shit.
this bitch died from a scratch, dog.
I'm
I'm
not
be
gonna
hot
lie,
if this
bro,
is the
yeah.
video.
I'm not gonna lie, that's disappointing.
Like,
That's
what the fuck?
disappointing.
I thought they was gonna be like, oh yeah, they mauled
mauled
her.
on God, bro, like,
Ripped her face off.
they pulled her leg 45
But nah,
yards away from her body.
But like,
But nah,
They
She was
found her
dying.
in
It's more
17
intriguing.
pieces.
Like,
come on now,
more
man. You died from a scratch. You should have been got some medical attention.
Saying if
The
you're not home
doctors
and
knew
this
better.
You
They
know you
managed to
straight
convince
dog.
Stephin that she needed medical treatment, and she finally agreed. She was rushed through for emergency treatment, but once rabies symptoms start to show, the disease is almost always fatal.
Well, if she got good and
It was a
the dog got
long,
get back.
slow, and painful death for the kind-hearted
You gotta get
Stephin.
back
The
up.
disease began affecting
Dogs
her
came back
cerebral
with it.
function, and she began hallucinating and developed a fear
I'm
of
gonna
water,
finish the job this
anxiety, agitation, a difficulty swallowing.
Yeah.
Involuntary muscle movements are also common with rabies victims as the disease takes hold. Just days after Stephin was admitted to the hospital, she died from the disease, leaving behind 3 siblings. Stephin was 49 years old, and she wasn't the only to die from rabies in Tiruvananthapuram Medical College that week. Just 3 days earlier, a man named Mohammed Rafi, who was 48 years old, had passed away. He had come to the hospital days after being treated for rabies at another clinic. He too had complained of the same flu-like symptoms, but his death was unexpected. Mohammed had been working as a tapping worker in a rubber tree plantation. As he was making an incision in one of the trees, a wild cat suddenly jumped on him from the branches and bit his face. He knew the dangers of being bitten by a wild animal and sought medical advice right away. He was administered the rabies vaccine and sent on his way.
It's too late, bro.
Why you even fucking with the tree? What did he say he was messing with the tree for?
That was his job.
Yeah, that was his job.
Oh, okay.
Wild cat came down, bit his ass in the face.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying.
Cat's just chilling.
Swing with it. At the machete, with the machete, he's probably swinging at that cat.
Yeah, he should have been playing Fruit Ninja.
Okay.
Cats is worse than dogs. Like,
A couple of weeks later, he began to show signs of having contracted rabies. He was admitted to Peripoli Medical College, and then 2 days later to Tiruvananthapuram Medical College, where Stephin had been treated. But then it was 3 weeks after the wild cat bite, and Muhammad was deteriorating fast. He died a few days later. Medical professionals were surprised that the vaccine hadn't worked for Muhammad. To die from rabies after timely administration of a vaccine is considered rare. There had also been 6 other people who had succumbed to rabies and received the vaccine shortly after being considered rare.
Y'all not telling me I'm dying.
6 other people who had succumbed to rabies the year before, having received the vaccine shortly after being bitten. Following these deaths, the government appointed an expert committee to determine the effectiveness of the vaccines they were using. The vaccines were deemed good, but with nearly all of the cases, the infected bites had been near the head and had therefore affected the brain rapidly. It seemed that the vaccine was useless if the victim had been bitten deeply and near the head. But rabies isn't the only thing that Indians are concerned about when it comes to their stray dogs. Vicious attacks are becoming more common. Some 7 million Indians are bitten by stray dogs every year, and some of those attacks are proving deadly. In Rajasthan, 2 stray dogs entered a hospital ward and killed a 1-month-old baby whilst his mother slept.
They went in for easy kicking.
Then, only days later, a 7-year-old boy was mauled to death while he played outside his home in Uttar Pradesh. Recently, an attack on a 40-year-old boy that was caught on CCTV and then shared on social media as he was mauled to death by a pack of dogs just yards away from his farm.
You like,
Even the dogs got young niggas.
It's a dog YN.
those are the YDs.
Young dogs.
That's funny, man.
Hell no, that's crazy. A baby? Oh yeah. His ass was crashing out for sure. He didn't give a fuck what was coming.
Father sparked the debate about what to do with India's dogs. They become more aggressive at night, prowling the streets in large packs. As the heat from the day dissipates, they become more active. They often chase people away who enter their territory. Although there have been with 80% of Indians being Hindu and therefore respecting and protecting all living things, this has never come to fruition. India's Animal Welfare Board suggests that stray dogs should be sterilized so they can't reproduce, and vaccinations rolled out to stop the spread of diseases like rabies. But the costs and practicalities of achieving this throughout India's urban and rural communities is prohibitive. It seems India has a real problem in its hands. It seems like more people like Stephin Pereira will meet the same terrifying final affliction.
Can't make more dogs with rabies.
What y'all think about that shit, man?
Yeah, for real. What y'all think about that shit, dog? Like, man.
I met y'all.
Oh.
There was a lot of people dying, bro. They said hella people was dying. Like 21,000.
Y'all too, but like, yeah.
Man.
Rabies.
That's why I don't fuck with dogs.
Yeah, you don't.
I was chased by a dog with rabies when I was a kid.
Oh, man.
I don't fuck with dogs.
You
I already,
survived. You could have been that 21,000.
Man, I wasn't up in India. And them type of dogs wasn't up in where I live.
Those dogs must have been. Those dogs look different.
Super rabies dogs.
There's no taming those dogs. Those are
those is like
dogs.
just on the street. Like,
man,
they'll kill babies.
Yeah.
They go in their secret ops, kill babies, eat them up.
He done it. He over there throwing up his paws.
Man.
I did it.
Hey, yeah, hell no. If you made it this far, oh shit, niggas is doing dog noises.
They riding home howling after hitting the lick on the hospital.
Hey man, if you made it this far, like, comment, share, and hit that sub button. We gonna get up with you in the next video game for surely.
For sure.